Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 8. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
We read that how Anshuman was offering prayers, the grandson of Sagar Maharaj. He was offering prayers to Kapila Muni, and he said that Lord Brahma, it is so difficult for even for Lord Brahma to understand. So how can we understand? Only by your mercy we can understand. And he also said that Paramatma is in our hearts, but we cannot see him, or we cannot understand how he is behind the working of the nature. So we need to purify our consciousness, and then we need to purify it internally and externally. And internally is externally is by bathing, and internally is by chanting Hare Krishna. And then we also said that when one is self-realized and is situated on Brahman, and he can only understand, but it is not like for us jivas, we are bound by the modes of material nature. So it's very difficult for us to understand. So we have to rise above these three modes to understand Krishna. And um, and then he also said after that that like how Irsha, the the envy and everything is the cause of our delusion in this world, that causes everything. It doesn't let us get free from the impact of uh, three modes, and we are just tied up in this world, and we're not able to get free. And then he said that now only by taking your darshan, only by just having your darshan, I'm free from everything. Just like how Dhruv Maharaj, when he's had the darshan of Lord, he got free. So he's saying the same thing. Yeah, to get free. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Brings us to text 27 today. Okay, Shri Shukuvacha
Shri Shukha Uvacha
Itham Gita Anubhavastvam
Itham Gita Anubhavastam
Bhagavan Kapilo Munihi
Bhagavan Kapilo Munihi
Amshu Mantam Uvachidam
Amshumantam Ubachidam
Anugrahya Diya Nripa.
Anugraya Diya Nripa.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O King Parikshit, when Amshuman had glorified the Lord in this way, the great sage Kapila, the powerful incarnation of Vishnu, being very merciful to him, explained to him the path of knowledge. So Lord Kapila Dev, after Amshuman is glorifying the Lord is pleased and he's giving him knowledge. We heard earlier Sankhya knowledge, Sankhya philosophy, Lord Kapila Dev spoke. In the third canto, we heard about it. So he's pleased with Amshuman by his behavior. Shri Bhagwan Vacha
Shri Bhagwan Uvacha
Ashvoyam Niyatam Vatsa
Ashvoyam Niyatam Vatsa
Pitamaha Pashustava
Pitamaha Spashustavaha
Ime cha Pitaro Dagda
Ime cha Pitaro Dagda
Gangamboranti Netarat.
Gangam Bhoranti Netarat.
The personality of Godhead said, My dear Amshuman, here is the animal sought by your grandfather for sacrifice. Please take it. As for your forefathers who have been burnt to ashes, they can be delivered only by Ganges water and not by any other means. So he's saying, okay, take the horse, And you know your uncles that have been burnt now, how they can be delivered? By Ganga, water of the Ganges. So Ganga Devi has to come. Tam parikramya shirasam
तं परिक्रम्य शिरिषा
prasadya hayam anayat
प्रसादहयमानयत
sagarastena pashuna yagya
सङ्गरस्तेन पशुना
yagya shesham samapayat.
यज्ञशेषं समापयत्.
Thereafter, Amshuman circumambulated Kapila Muni and offered him respectful obeisances. Bowing his head, fully after satisfying him in this way, Amshuman brought back the horse meant for sacrifice. And with this horse, Maharaj Sagar performed the remaining ritualistic ceremonies. So he's able to complete the sacrifice. The sacrifice was interrupted because the horse had gone missing. Lord Indra had taken the horse. Now that Amshuman has brought the horse, sacrifice is being proceeded with. Rajyam Amshumatenyasya.
Hare Krishna Shilpaji. So just one question. So that means that Ganga Devi was not there at that time,
Yeah,
right?
not yet. Not yet on the earth.
Yeah. So not on the earth, right? Ganga
Yeah,
Devi wasn't there.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Mm.
Rajamansumanstenasya
Nispraho Mukta Bandhana.
nispraho mukta bandhana
Orvopadishta Margena.
orvopatishta margena
Lebhe Gatim Anutamam.
lebhe gatim anuttamam.
After delivering charge of his kingdom to Amshuman and thus being freed from all material anxiety and bondage, Sagar Maharaj, following the means instructed by Aurva Muni, achieved the supreme destination. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the ninth canto, 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Sons of Sagar Meet Lord Kapiladev. So, Sagar Maharaj, he's retiring, giving the kingdom to Amshuman, and under the directions of Aurva Muni. He's cutting the instructions from Aurva Muni. He's now completely free. All material anxiety, bondage means he's gotten liberation. He's gone to the spiritual world, got liberated. Any questions, comments on this chapter? Just finished this chapter.
Like how we have seen that even like for their ancestors was also an important part, like how he will do for his ancestors, for his
Yeah,
uncle liberation.
yeah, true. Okay. We heard the beautiful prayers by Amshuman in this chapter to Lord Kapila Dev. Very nice prayer.
Yeah,
Okay, shall we go on to the next chapter then?
yeah,
Chapter 9, the dynasty of Amshuman. This chapter describes the history of the dynasty of Amshuman up to Khatwanga, and it also describes how Bhagirath brought the water of the Ganges to this earth. The son of Maharaj Amshuman was Dilipa, who tried to bring the Ganges to this world, but who died without success. Bhagirath, the son of Dilip, was determined to bring the Ganges to the material world, and for this purpose he underwent severe austerities. Mother Ganges, being fully satisfied by his austerities, made herself visible to him, wanting to give him a benediction. Bhagirath then asked her to deliver his forefathers. Although Mother Ganges agreed to come down to earth, she made two conditions. First, she wanted some suitable male to be able to control her waves. Second, although all sinful men would be freed from sinful reactions by bathing in the Ganges. Mother Ganges did not want to keep all these sinful reactions. These two conditions were subject matters for consideration. Bhagirath replied to Mother Ganges, "The personality of Godhead, Lord Shiva, will be completely able to control the waves of your water. And when pure devotees bathe in your water, the sinful reactions left by sinful men will be counteracted." Bhagirath then performed austerities to satisfy Lord Shiva, who is called Ashutosh, because he is naturally satisfied very easily. Lord Shiva agreed to Bhagirath's proposal to check the force of the Ganges. In this way, simply by the touch of the Ganges, Bhagirath's forefathers were delivered and allowed to go to the heavenly planets. The son of Bhagirath was Shruta. The son of Shruta was Nabha, and Nabha's son was Sindhudvip. The son of Sindhudvip was Ayutayu, and the son of Ayutayu was Rituparna, who was a friend of Nala. Rituparna gave Nala the art of gambling and learned from him the art of Ashvavidya. The son of Rituparna was known as Sarvakam, and the son of Sarvakam was Sudasa, and his son was Saudasa. The wife of Saudasa was named Damyanti or Madhyanti, and Saudasa was also known as Kal Kalmasapada. Kalmasapada. Because of some defect in his primitive activities, Saudas was cursed by Vashishta to become a Rakshas. While walking through the forest, he saw a Brahmana engaged in sex with his wife, and because he had become a Rakshas, he wanted to devour the Brahmana. Although the Brahmana's wife pleaded with him in many ways, Saudasa devoured the Brahmana, and the wife therefore cursed him, saying, "As soon as you engage in sex, you will die." After 12 years, therefore, even though Saudasa was released from the curse of Vashisht Muni, he remained sonless. At that time, with Saudasa's permission, Vashishta impregnated Saudasa's wife, Madhyanti, because Madhyanti bore the child for many years, but still could not give birth. Vashishta struck her abdomen with a stone, and thus a son was born. The son was named Ashmaka. The son of Ashmaka was known as Balika. He was protected from the curse of Parshuram because of being surrounded by many women, and therefore he is also known as Nari Kavach. When the entire world was devoid of Kshatriyas, he became the original father of more Kshatriyas. He is therefore sometimes called Mulaka. From Balika, Dashrath was born. From Dashrath came Aidividi, and from Aidavidi came Vishwasaha. The son of Vishwasaha was Maharaj Khatwanga. Maharaj Khatwanga joined the demigods in fighting the demons and was victorious, and the demigods therefore wanted to give him a benediction. But when the king inquired how long he would live and understood that his life would last only a few seconds more, he immediately left the heavenly planets and returned to his own abode by airplane. He could understand that everything in this material world is insignificant, and thus he fully engaged in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. So we heard a short summary of this chapter by Srila Prabhupada. Certainly there were a lot of names, maybe some confusion. But let's go into the chapter now, text-wise. Text 1, Shri Shuka Vacha,
Shri
श्रीशुक
Shuka
उवाच
Uvacha
Amshumamscha tapastepe,
Amshuman
अंशुमांश्च
Tapasrite
तपस्विते
Ganga Nayana Kamyaya,
Ganga
गङ्गानयन काम्यया
Kalam Mahantam Nashaknot,
कालं
Kalam Mahantam
महान्तं न
Nashnakto
शक्नोत्
Tata Kalena Samstitaha.
ततः
ततः
कालेन
कालेन
संस्थितः
संस्थितः
Sukadev Goswami continued, King Amshuman, like his grandfather, performed austerities for a very long time. Nonetheless, he could not bring the Ganges to this material world, and thereafter, in due course of time, he died. So, Amshuman also tried to bring Ganges. He performed austerities to bring her down, but he was not able to. And of course, after some time, he died then. Dilipastad
दिलीपस्तुतस्तत्त्व
दिलीपस्तत्सुतस्तद्वत्
Ashakta Kalam Evan
अशक्तवे कालम्
कालम् एव
Bhagirathastasya Sutas
भगीरथस्य
भगीरथस्तस्य
सुतः
सुतस्
Tepesa Sumahattapaha.
तेऽपि स
तेऽपि
सुमहत्तपः
सुमहत्तपः
Like Amshuman himself, Dilip, his son, was unable to bring the Ganges to this material world, and he also became a victim of death in due course of time. Then Dilip's son Bhagirath performed very severe austerities to bring the Ganges to this material world. So we can see that Amshuman, he's the grandson of Sagar Maharaj. So Amshuman did austerities, he couldn't bring Mother Ganga to the earth. His son Dilip did austerities, he was not able to bring. Then his son Bhagirath, so means the grandson of Amshuman. Bhagirath is grandson of Amshuman. So will become the great grandson of Sagar Maharaj. Now he's performing severe austerities. Darshayam asatam devi.
दर्शयाम् आसतं
दर्शयामासतं
देवी
देवी
Prasanna Varadasmite.
प्रसन्ना
प्रसन्ना वरदास्मिते
Iti ukta swam abhiprayam.
इति
इति
उक्तः स्वम्
तस्त्वम्
अभिप्रायम्
अभिप्रायम्
Shasham savanato nripaha.
शशंसा अवनतो नृपः
शशंसावनतोऽन्यः
Thereafter, Mother Ganges appeared before King Bhagirath and said, I am very much satisfied with your austerities and am now prepared to give you benedictions as you desire. Being thus addressed by Ganga Devi, Mother Ganges, the king bowed his head before her and explained his desire. The king's desire was to deliver his forefathers who had been burned to ashes because of disrespecting Kapila Muni. So Mother Ganga is pleased by Bhagirath's austerities and she's come standing before him. And she's telling him, I'm pleased by you. You tell me what's your desire, why you're doing this austerity. Kopi dharayita vegam
कोऽपि दारयिता
Bharatiya
वेगम्
Vegam
patantya me mahitale
पतन्त्या
Patantya
मे
Me
महीतले
Mahitale
anyatha bhutalam vidva
अन्यथा
Anyatha
भूतलं
Bhutalam
भित्त्वा
Bhitva
nripa yasye rasatalam.
Nripayashe
निर्पयास्येरसातलम्
Rasatalam
Mother Ganges replied, when I fall from the sky to the surface of the planet Earth, the water will certainly be very forceful. Who will sustain that force? If I'm not sustained, I shall pierce the surface of the earth and go down to Rasatal, the Patal area of the universe. So Bhagirath is telling Mother Ganga, you come to earth. But Mother Ganga is saying, oh well, but my force is too strong. If I just pour down like this on the earth, I'm going to break through the earth and go to Rasatal. Yeah. So then how do we correct this situation? Who will sustain that force? Who will be able to, because I'm going to come with so much force. I won't be able to be here then. Just going to fall down, go through. Kim chaham na bhuvam yasye.
Kim
Kim
chaham na
jaham
bhuvam
bhuvam
yasye
yashe.
Naramayi amrachanti agam.
naramaya
Naramai
amrichati
amrichanti
agham
agham.
Mrajami tad agam kvaham.
nrijami
Mrijami tad
agam
agham
kwaham
kaham.
Rajam statra vichintyatam.
rajam
Rajam
satra
satra
vichityatam.
vichintayam.
O king, I do not wish to go down to the planet Earth, for there the people in general will bathe in my water to cleanse themselves of the reactions of their sinful deeds. When all these sinful reactions accumulate in me, how shall I become free from them? You must consider this very carefully. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishyami Ma Shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Bhagavad Gita 1866. Krishna is saying, you want to be free from all sinful reaction, you surrender to me. When you surrender to me, all your sins are gone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can accept the reactions of anyone's sinful deeds and neutralize them because he is pavitra, pure, like the sun, which is never contaminated by any worldly infection. You know, the sun, it shines even on dirty places, and in fact, it disinfects the dirty things. Not that the sun gets dirty, it in fact purifies the dirty place. So teji asam na doshya vane sarva bhujo yatha Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 33, Text 29. One who is very powerful is not affected by any sinful activity. But here we see that Mother Ganges fears being burdened with the sins of the people in general who would bathe in her waters. This indicates that no one but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is able to neutralize the reactions of sinful deeds, whether one's own or those of others. So Ganga Devi, she is saying, if I come to earth, then all the people will come and bathe in me. The sinful men will get free of their sins. How? They're going to leave their sins behind in me. Then what's going to happen to me? I won't be able to get rid of those sinful reactions which I'm taking. So that's why I don't feel like I don't want to come. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining that Lord Sri Krishna, he can take anyone's sins. He is the supreme pure. So sometimes the spiritual master, after accepting a disciple, must take charge of that disciple's past sinful activities, and being overloaded must sometimes suffer, if not fully, then partially, for the sinful acts of the disciple. Every disciple, therefore, must be very careful not to commit sinful activities after initiation. The poor spiritual master is kind and merciful enough to accept a disciple and partially suffer for that disciple's sinful activities. But Krishna, being merciful to his servant, neutralizes the reactions of sinful deeds for the servant who engages in preaching his glories. Even Mother Ganges feared the sinful reactions of the people in general and was anxious about how she would counteract the burden of these sins. So at the time of initiation, the spiritual master takes some of the sinful reactions of the disciple. So if the disciple continues to act in sinful ways, then the burden of those sinful activities, those reactions, the sinful reactions, the spiritual master has to suffer for them, either completely or partially. And so that's why disciples should be careful after initiation not to commit sinful activity. So, but then Krishna, he's kind to his devotees. He neutralizes the sinful reactions. For one who is preaching the glories, one who is preaching his glories, Krishna is taking away. So now the question is that Mother Ganga is saying, I'll be burdened with the sins. What will I do? How will I get rid of them? Here we are understanding for the devotees, Krishna is taking away the sinful reactions. So Mother Ganga is saying, how would I counteract these sins? Any questions, comments? Anyone wanted to add anything before we stop up for today, and then tomorrow we can hear what Bhagirath is replying to her. Okay, seems all good, eh? All right then, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for listening and joining.